In the 5th year of my engagement to Ryan Foster, he secretly held a wedding ceremony with a female college student. When I arrived, they were kissing passionately on stage, spurred on by the cheers and whistles of the crowd. Ryan saw me. He raised an eyebrow with a playful smirk. "The girl just wanted a wedding," he said casually. "Relax, we didn't get a marriage license." I didn't cry or make a scene. I turned and walked away. He thought I was just throwing a tantrum, until the Golden Circle's prince, Jason King, posted a photo of our marriage certificate. That night, Ryan stood outside my house in the pouring rain, banging on the door like a madman. When I opened it, my face was still flushed from earlier. I told him calmly, "Relax, we just registered the marriage. There wasn't a ceremony." Then Jason came down the stairs in just a towel wrapped around his waist, slung an arm around my waist, and added with a low, like claiming what was his. "So, I'm the one without a title?" At the festive wedding, guests were shouting for the newlyweds to kiss. The girl in the white gown looked bashful, eyes shy but excited. Ryan placed a hand behind her head and slowly deepened the kiss. I stood still, staring blankly at the two of them making out on stage. One of Ryan's closest friends caught sight of me, and panicked. "Emily," he blurted out, using the name they always called me. In the next second, the once boisterous hall fell into stunned silence. I walked straight toward Ryan. The girl beside him fumbled to hide behind him, but he didn't look even slightly embarrassed at being caught by his fiancée. Instead, he tightened his hold around her waist, still raising that arrogant eyebrow. "Lisa insisted on marrying me," he said lightly. "Don't worry, we didn't register it. You'll always be the real Mrs. Foster." Ryan and I had grown up together, childhood sweethearts. After graduation, our families arranged our engagement. He was notorious in our social circle for being a flirt, his never-ending line of girlfriends always costing me dignity and face. I smiled faintly and pulled a square silk box from my purse. "This is the bracelet passed down to the daughter-in-law of the Foster family. I'm returning it to you." Ryan took the box and fiddled with it in his hands, letting out a sarcastic chuckle. "So this time you're really breaking it off, huh? Even bringing out the bracelet." I didn't miss the disbelief in his eyes. "Ryan Foster, from today forward, our engagement is void. From now on we go our separate ways, man and woman, no longer connected." His expression shifted instantly. "Emily, say that again," he snapped. Sensing trouble, one of his buddies quickly stepped up. "Emily, don't be upset. That wedding doesn't count. Ryan was just messing around. You're the one he'll actually marry." Watching my fiancé marry another woman in such a public scene, I didn't cry or lose control. I turned around and left, calm and composed. "Ryan, go after her," someone urged. But Ryan was too confident. "What's there to chase? It's not like this hasn't happened before. She'll come back in a few days, just like always." "Yeah," another chimed in, "but she's never made such a big deal of it. No woman could handle seeing the man she loves marry someone else." "I really think you should go check on her." Ryan glanced out toward the door, eyes narrowing slightly. Just then, Lisa tugged on his sleeve and asked, "Can I see that bracelet?" After I left the wedding venue, I called my best friend Sarah and asked her to meet me for a drink at the bar. When she arrived, she found 2 empty bottles of red wine already on the table and immediately understood. "What happened this time?" she asked. "Did Ryan mess around again? Was it a celebrity this time? Or another college girl?" Hearing his name stabbed through my chest like needles. "He got married today." After I explained everything, Sarah grabbed an empty bottle, ready to go smash it over that bastard's head. "You should have dumped him ages ago," she snapped. "I made a group chat for you. It's full of the best guys in our circle. Take your time and look around." Suddenly my phone started buzzing nonstop. I glanced at the screen. In under a minute, over 30 men had added me. I went to the restroom. In the hallway, I saw a man whose tailored suit looked completely out of place in this bar. The top few buttons of his dress shirt were undone, and he leaned against the wall, smoking a cigarette. He looked like someone you wouldn't want to mess with. As soon as he noticed my gaze, he frowned and looked my way. It was Jason Quinn. What the hell is he doing here? I walked up to him and smiled slightly. "Mr. Quinn, trying to quit smoking?" He raised an eyebrow. "Didn't you become the good girl type after getting together with Ryan Foster? Aren't you afraid he'll find out you smoke?" I didn't respond. Jason leaned in, speaking in that deliberately provoking tone of his. I heard he threw a grand wedding for another woman today. You two split up? Without a word, I reached for the cigarettes and lighter in his hand, lit one smoothly, took a drag, and slowly exhaled a cloud of smoke. I gave him a half smile. Jason Quinn, come over to my place tonight. Our eyes met. Between adults, no further explanation was needed. He crushed his cigarette and gave a soft laugh. Then I suddenly remembered, Jason was famously known for being unable to resist women. Just as I opened my mouth to say I was only joking, he surprised me by agreeing. Later that night, Jason used my fingerprint to unlock the door. The next second, he had me pressed against the wall, one hand cupping the back of my head as he leaned in. Emily, are you part dog? He muttered, nipping at my neck. Ease up. I frowned slightly. Can you not talk right now? What you should be doing is making sure I can't talk. That entire night, Jason made sure I understood exactly what it meant to suffer the consequences of a sharp tongue. It wasn't until morning that I finally fell asleep, only for my phone to start ringing. I couldn't even open my eyes, just reached out and groped around blindly on the bed. I heard Jason chuckle softly beside me. He found the phone, glanced at the screen, and when he saw it was a video call from Ryan Foster, his face immediately darkened. He passed me the phone and pulled the blanket up to my collarbone before I answered. I tapped to accept the call, squinting through sleep-heavy eyes. Ryan looked at me with a cold smile. Didn't you say yesterday we're done and should live our own lives? Then why did you go talk to my mom about how Lisa's not good enough? What? Who said I talked to your mom? Are you insane? It's early morning and you're showing up here just to start drama? I opened my mouth to speak again and froze. My voice was so hoarse it barely came out. Ryan narrowed his eyes. Are you sick? I smiled faintly. Stop pretending. Realizing the implication behind my words, he suddenly raised his voice, practically shouting into the phone. Where are you? Who are you with right now? Mr. Foster, I said calmly. You and I are no longer involved. Where I am and who I'm with, it's none of your business. I was so exhausted I didn't even have the strength to speak. I hung up the video call without saying another word. Back at the bar, Ryan Foster looked livid. Dude, Emily just hung up on you, one of his friends said cautiously. You think she's really serious about breaking off the engagement this time? No way, another chimed in. That's just one of her usual tactics to get under your skin. If she really wanted to end it, would she be able to let go so easily? This is obviously an act, pretending to be with some other guy just to make you jealous. She wants you to lose your cool and go after her first. That move's ancient, everyone uses it. The group burst into laughter. Ryan's expression finally eased a bit, the tension in his face loosening. That call had jolted me wide awake. I frowned, annoyed. Jason Quinn noticed. What's so great about Ryan Foster anyway? He said, lighting a cigarette from the pack on the nightstand. He was messing around even before marriage. What makes you think he'd stay loyal afterward? He doesn't deserve you. I looked at him, puzzled. Jason took a long drag and exhaled, then glanced at me with a more serious expression than usual. If we're talking about family status, the Quinns aren't any less powerful than the Fosters, he said slowly. Are you trying to make a point, Mr. Quinn? I asked, raising an eyebrow. He gave me a sideways glance. I know you've been eyeing the East Side Development Project, but landing that on your own won't be easy. If we got married and partnered up, it would be much more attainable. By now, I was fully alert. Given Jason's capabilities, he could have taken that project himself. Why share it with me? Maybe I just don't want you to get a free ride, he said, smirking a little. I couldn't help but twitch the corners of my mouth. After a few seconds of thought, I reached out my right hand. To a successful partnership. 40 minutes later, Jason and I walked out of the Civil Affairs Bureau, holding our red marriage certificates. Staring at the booklet in my hand, I still felt like I was floating through a fog. Let's go. Time to meet the client, Jason said, ruffling my hair casually with a half smile. On our honeymoon, we changed into diving gear and submerged into the deep blue sea, immersed in the mystery and beauty of the ocean. Gorgeous coral reefs surrounded us, and colorful schools of fish darted so close I could almost touch them. Jason signaled for me to follow him. As we swam to a particular spot, I looked up, An entire galaxy glittered above us in the water, like a seafloor sky. When we came ashore, one of the staff told me my phone had been ringing non-stop. I turned it on, and dozens of messages popped up one after another. Miss Jiang. Hello, I'm the manager at DK Bridal Boutique. When would you like to come in and try on your gown? Miss Jiang, I'm the wedding planner. What kind of flowers do you like? We'll make arrangements for a special delivery. Miss Jiang, Mr. Foster has ordered a diamond ring for you from our store. When would you be able to come in to try it on? We can adjust the size if it doesn't fit. Wedding gown. Flowers. Ring. The more I scrolled, the deeper my frown became. My phone number had been leaked. Just then, another call came in. I glanced at the screen. Ryan Foster. I answered with a flat, hello. He jumped in with an accusatory tone. Where the hell did you go? I've been calling you like crazy. The company told me you've taken a month off. What are you doing? Where I am and what I'm doing has nothing to do with you. I said coldly. Don't forget, we're no longer together. Ryan didn't seem fazed at all. In fact, he laughed. You're still mad because I held a wedding for Lisa, aren't you? Fine, I'll throw one for you too. You've probably gotten the calls and messages by now, right? Just pick the dress and the setup you like. Tell them directly. They'll handle everything for you. I was speechless. Are you out of your mind? I couldn't see his expression, but I could easily imagine what Ryan Foster looked like after hearing what I just said. Emily, you're mad because of the wedding. I'm saying I'll make it up to you with one of your own. What more do you want? His tone was getting sharper. So now you're saying that's not enough? I'm warning you, this is your only chance. If you don't want to get married now, then don't get married for the rest of your life. That was always how Ryan operated. If he gave you a way out and you didn't take it immediately, then the fault would be entirely yours. You're insane, I said coldly. We've already broken up. Stop calling me. Go marry whoever the hell you want. On the other end of the line, Ryan repeated fine 3 times, voice flat. Emily, I gave you a chance. You were the one who turned it down. Don't come crying to me later. Jason Quinn had just changed his clothes. I took a deep breath. Ryan thought I was upset because of that ridiculous wedding, so now he wants to throw me one too. How did I ever fall for someone like him? Jason gave a quiet laugh, but didn't say anything. Over the next month, we traveled. We explored Iceland's stunning blue ice caves, floated over the fairy chimneys in a hot air balloon in Turkey. The day we returned to the country, Sarah asked me to meet her. No matter how many layers of concealer I applied, it couldn't cover the faint marks on my collarbone. I had no choice but to grab a silk scarf and wrap it around my neck. As soon as Sarah sat down, she downed 2 shots in a row. I'm so pissed off I could scream. Ryan has completely lost it. He rented out every electronic billboard in the city to play birthday wishes for that Lynn girl from A-list celebrities no less, and it's going to run for a whole month. Has he completely forgotten how that would make you feel? I calmly held up my wine glass. I'm married. Sarah blinked in disbelief. She didn't fully believe it until I showed her the marriage certificate. Jason Quinn? Jason Quinn? The same guy who's famous for being immune to women? How did you even land him? That's not important, I said, smiling. What matters is that Ryan can't compare to him in any way. She grinned. I would love to see the look on Ryan's face when he finds out you married Jason. We need to celebrate tonight. Drinks are on me. Sarah couldn't hold her liquor. After several bottles, she was already tipsy. I set my glass down. You stay here and don't move. I'm gonna get you some hangover tea. As I walked down the hallway, I ran into Luke. He rushed over, all smiles. Hey, Emily, you're here. Ryan and the others are in private room 6. I'm not with Ryan anymore, I said plainly. Just call me Emily. Hope you all enjoy the night. Luke assumed I was still mad. Yeah, what he did was really messed up. Just give him a chance to apologize in person, will you? We're all in room 6. I'll head over first. You come by in a bit, okay? To get back to room 3, I had to pass room 6. As I approached, I heard familiar voices. I stopped at the door and peered through the narrow gap. Ryan was lazily slouched on the sofa, several buttons on his shirt undone. Lynn was sitting next to him, lips swollen and red. It didn't take a genius to figure out what had just happened. Ryan, I just ran into Emily outside, someone said. I knew she wasn't over you. I'm shocked she's held out this long without contacting you. Another chimed in. It's been, a month? But once she heard you were throwing a birthday bash for another woman, she cracked and came running. Ryan's tone was cold. Who told her to come? We're not together anymore. This is too much. Still, it's the first time she's gone this long without reaching out, someone else added. You better watch out, this might not end well. Yeah, Ryan, another agreed. You should get that girl out of here before Emily sees her again and flips. Ryan's eyes darkened as he glanced at the obedient Lynn sitting quietly beside him. She lowered her head, voice soft and delicate. Mr. Foster, today is my birthday. I reached up to touch the silk scarf wrapped around my neck, then pulled it off and pushed the door open. Everyone's eyes turned toward me at once. The marks on my neck were far too obvious, so much so that even in the dim bar lighting, they couldn't be ignored. Ryan sprang to his feet the moment he saw me, narrowing his eyes. What's on your neck? Thinking of how Jason had acted like a crazed dog last night, leaving marks all over me, I smiled. A hickey. Ryan kicked over the table next to him, fury flashing openly in his eyes. Who did it, Emily? So you really went behind my back and slept with another man, didn't you? Does it matter to you who it was? I said calmly. A decent ex should be like they're dead. He let out a cold laugh. Emily, if I ever contact you again, I swear I'm a fucking dog. Later, Sarah had finished her hangover tea and asked, What took you so long? I almost went out to look for you. Hearing the crash of furniture from the neighboring private room, I replied flatly, Had to deal with something. Otherwise, flies keep buzzing around, gets annoying. We'd both been drinking, so we called for a designated driver. Not long after, the college girl Ryan had married graduated and entered the entertainment industry. Once she gained a bit of popularity, she even hired a bunch of fake accounts to spam comments under the Jian Group's official social media. Mr. Foster treats Lisa so differently. He was even willing to throw her a grand wedding. Forget the wedding, he didn't even blink when buying her a pink diamond. Some people need to stop clinging to their ex-fiancé title and learn to let go. If he doesn't love you, you're the side piece. Supporting Mr. Foster and Lisa won't kill you, will it? My assistant brought me a tablet. President Zhang, do you want me to delete the comments steering public opinion? Look into Lisa Lynn's scandals and leak them to the tabloids. Also, notify every media outlet that works with our company they're not to give her any resources. Understood, President Zhang. I'll handle it right away. But what if Mr. Foster tries to interfere? Ignore him. Just do as I said. Within an hour, Lisa Lynn's comment section was in chaos. Being a mistress hiding in the shadows is one thing, but now you've got the audacity to come out and provoke the real one. I was Lisa's classmate. She acted all sweet and innocent, but she was a nightmare. Her family was rich, and she led the pack bullying me at school. I still have the burn marks she gave me. She even stole an award that wasn't hers to begin with. So this is the real Lisa Lynn, huh? I'm her stand-in. On set, if it wasn't a close-up, she made me shoot everything for her. Out of dozens of scenes, she probably did less than a third herself. The rest was all body double or post-production. I was her assistant. There was a scene where she had to go into the water to retrieve something, but she refused because she said the water was dirty. She made the crew buy mineral water to pour in before she would get in. I've never worked this hard for any A-list celebrity. And Ryan Foster is the worst. Changing girlfriends every few days? A man like that should have been canceled a long time ago. Ryan, your little girlfriend's phone is blowing up. She's getting torn apart by netizens. Aren't you going to answer her calls? Emily's still the same. She doesn't let anything slide unless it's you. Ryan didn't answer. Instead, he asked, Has Emily been calling any of you lately? Everyone in the room exchanged glances. Nope. Honestly, you're the one who's been hyping up Lisa Lynn just to get a rise out of Emily. I think your plan backfired. Yeah, things with Lisa have been blowing up online. Emily hasn't even called you once. If you really want to get back with her, Ryan, just humble yourself and give her a call. It won't cost you anything, but if someone else gets to her first, well, too bad for you. She wants to break up. Let her. It's not like I need her as my girlfriend anyway. That night, I got a message from Sarah. Oh right, I forgot to tell you something the other night. Rumors were flying around in our circle. People were saying Jason Quinn liked men. Someone even texted me, "Is he even functional?" The message made me laugh out loud without meaning to. Before I could reply, a shadow loomed above me. "Likes men?" I looked up and met Jason's eyes, curved in that half smirk he always wore. "I'll let you know tonight if I'm functional or not." Before I could react, I was already on the bed. Maybe it was the wine, but my cheeks burned hotter than usual. When desire peaked, I bit down on his shoulder without thinking. Outside, the rain was pouring. Inside, things were heating up in every way. My phone buzzed again and again on the nightstand, relentless. Jason picked it up, glanced at the screen. "Ryan Foster? Wanna take it?" My eyes were red-rimmed from emotion. I shook my head. "Emily," Jason said, voice low, "he's clinging to you like a dog with no pride." My chest tightened. "Then, you take it." Maybe I was imagining it, but I could swear I saw a hint of triumph flash in his eyes. He answered. On the other end, Ryan's drunken voice slurred through. "Emily, I've had too much. Come get me. I've been losing it these past few days and you haven't come to stop me. Why?" Jason's voice cut in, clear and steady. "It's me." There was silence on the other end for a few seconds, then Ryan snapped, his voice rising. "Jason, do you have any shame? You're actually playing the side piece now? We're legally married. Why the hell are you calling my wife in the middle of the night?" He paused, then lowered his tone pathetically. "Emily, please come get me, okay? Let's stop fighting." I sat up and took a deep breath to steady myself. "Ryan," I said, voice cold, "I already told you clearly that you're nothing more than my ex now." Jason raised an eyebrow, satisfied, and without letting Ryan say another word, ended the call. Back at the bar, Ryan sat frozen after the call, motionless. "I think Emily really isn't coming back this time," someone muttered. "Can't blame her," another added. "Ryan, you really pushed it these past few years. It wasn't just the sneaking around, it's how loud you always made it. First you marry Lisa, then you give that minor actress a diamond ring, and don't forget that secretary you spoiled so much she caused a scene at John Group. If I were Emily, I'd have dumped you a long time ago." "Enough already," someone cut in. "If it's over, it's over. Not like you ever truly liked her anyway." Ryan said nothing. He grabbed his car keys and left. The others tried to chase after him but couldn't catch up. "He's drunk. He shouldn't be driving." Crap, he disappeared. Probably heading to see Emily. But Jason's there too. Isn't that going to get ugly? Meanwhile, I sent out a post to my private circle, thinking about posting this. Jason, at that moment, looked nothing like his usual composed self. He was dangerously attractive, almost too much to handle. I nodded without even realizing it. Within a minute of posting, the responses flooded in. "About damn time. Congrats. Finally got what you always wanted. Wait, does Emily know how long you've been into him? Hold up, isn't that Ryan Foster's fiancée? What's going on? Congrats, congrats." Jason, cigarette between his lips, replied to a few of the comments, then casually walked into the bathroom to take a shower. That's when I heard loud, rapid banging on the front door downstairs. I pulled the blanket over my head, pretending I didn't hear it, but the knocking only grew louder, more insistent, as if the person outside wouldn't leave unless the door opened. Wearing a black silk slip dress, I walked downstairs, already knowing who it was. I opened the cabinet, pulled out our marriage certificate, and went to the door. When I opened it, my cheeks still bore the faint flush from earlier. Ryan stood there, soaked from the rain. "Emily," he said, voice trembling, "I won't mess around anymore. Let's get back together." Back then, I wasn't even thinking straight. I had only agreed to it because I thought, it's just a wedding. It wouldn't actually threaten my place as Mrs. Foster. I felt drained, leaning weakly against the doorframe. I held up the marriage certificate in my hand for him to see. "I'm already registered, just waiting on the ceremony now. When we do hold the wedding, of course we'll invite Mr. Foster to celebrate with us." Jason came down the stairs wearing nothing but a towel around his waist. He wrapped an arm around my waist. Ryan immediately stepped forward and punched him. "I treated you like a brother, and you were eyeing Emily the whole time?" Jason grabbed Ryan by the collar and punched back. "You seriously don't know how much damage you've done? She put up with you for 5 years. You drove her away, one selfish step at a time." The two of them traded blows, neither backing down. Standing out in the pouring rain, Ryan's eyes grew wet. Emily, I'm drunk. Will you make me a bowl of hangover soup? Jason swore under his breath and slammed the door shut with a bang. Outside, Ryan pounded on the door like a man possessed. Emily, when are we getting married? Jason asked, his voice husky. I want something official. When you two got engaged, it was a whole spectacle. When we marry, I want it even bigger. I rose up on tiptoes and kissed the corner of his lips. Okay. The next day, I got a call from Luke. Emily, Ryan crashed into a guardrail last night on his way back. The front of the car is completely totaled. Thankfully, he's alive, but he's in the hospital now. He's refusing to eat or take his medication, Luke continued. Says he won't cooperate unless he sees you. Can you come? How many numbers do you think I have? I asked coolly. There was a brief pause on the other end. Just this one. I hung up and immediately blocked him. Ryan didn't contact his parents, didn't call his current girlfriend. He came looking for me, his already married ex-fiancée. For what? Luke handed him the blacked-out phone screen. She really wants nothing to do with you, Ryan. Even blocked my number now. Ryan stared at the empty chat window, saying nothing. Later, when no one was watching, he quietly left the hospital. I was swamped with work from the East Side Development Project. One day, when I returned to the apartment to pick up some documents, I saw Ryan sitting by the flower bed downstairs, still in his hospital gown. When he saw me walking over, he cautiously called out, Emily. I rubbed my temples, exhausted. What do you want from me, Ryan? Maybe it was the fever, but he looked visibly weaker. Jason did this on purpose. He's always wanted you. He just waited for the right moment, and then he swooped in the second we broke up. You remember back in school? Someone left a love letter in your backpack, and you were furious, right? That was him. Jason put it there. What? The Jason I remembered from school was the cold, untouchable type. People only dared whisper about him behind his back. No one had the nerve to even ask for his number. So that letter in my bag was from him? He was jealous because we got engaged. That's why he tried to frame me. Everything after that, all those actresses, the college girl, the wedding, that was all his fault. So what, Jason forced you to date other women? He made you throw that wedding too? I asked, voice ice cold. Ryan looked down, refusing to answer. I got caught in the rain last night, and now I've got a fever. I feel awful. Can I come up and just get a glass of water? No, I said firmly. I'm married. I took out my phone and dialed his mother. Yes, I'll be right there, she said. When she arrived and saw him, her frustration exploded. She slapped him across the face. You're still out here making a fool of yourself? After everything you've done, I can't even show my face to Emily's parents anymore. Get up and go, now. Ma'am, I've got some important meetings soon, I said politely. I'll leave you to it. Of course, go take care of business. I'll drag this foolish boy away myself. I nodded, turned, and left. But when I came back later that night, Ryan was still there, sitting in the exact same spot. The flimsy hospital gown clung to him, and passers-by kept throwing curious looks his way. He didn't care. He just sat there, staring blankly toward the apartment entrance. And the moment he saw my car pull in, he jumped to his feet. I took a deep breath. I didn't want to deal with him. As I walked past, Ryan stepped in front of me, blocking my path. He took out the embroidered box I had returned to him. This bracelet? I never planned to give it to anyone else. Will you take it back? I gave him a faint smile, unlocked my phone, and pulled up a photo. It was a selfie Lisa Lynn had posted, clearly showing the bracelet on her wrist. Ryan quickly tried to explain. That was after you left. She asked to see it, so I let her try it on, just for a second. I didn't want to waste words on him. I brushed his hand aside and went upstairs. When Jason returned home, I looked out the window and saw the two of them exchange a few words. A second later, fists were flying. I rushed down. Jason, you're no better than he is. Do you have the guts to tell me everything you've done? I cheated, sure, but weren't you the one setting traps behind the scenes? That East Side project, wasn't it all bait just to get me? Screw your so-called partnership, Ryan spat. Emily, don't let him fool you. Jason glanced at me nervously, but I reached for his hand, lacing our fingers tightly. Then I handed Ryan a piece of wedding candy. Jason and I are getting married on the 8th of next month. You're welcome to join us for the celebration. Back in the room, Jason looked lost in thought. Distracted. I'd never seen him like that before. He finally spoke. Some of what Ryan said is true. I knew you wanted the East Side project, so I used him as a decoy to get closer to you. I arranged for the manager to introduce him to the type of women he couldn't resist. I'm not as good as you think I am. I'm calculating. I know how to manipulate people. He looked down. I knew exactly what kind of person Ryan was. Even if I hadn't gotten involved, he would have grown bored after marriage and asked for a separation anyway. Jason paused. You're not mad? Why would I be? I said gently. I thought everything through before I married you. Only little girls believe love is the only thing that matters. I watched the tension gradually ease from Jason's shoulders. The East Side project officially broke ground. Wedding preparations for Jason and me were also in full swing. One day, I was agonizing over whether to go with all chocolate wedding favors or mix in some assorted candies, when a notification popped up on my phone. Your friend is live streaming. Curious, I tapped in. Ryan Foster was on his knees, a mess. The knees of his pants were torn. He was crawling forward, one step and one apology at a time. Emily, I'm sorry. With each step, he repeated it. I suddenly remembered something he'd once said when we first started dating. If I ever hurt you, I'll crawl step by step to Mount Ulao to apologize. Watching this pathetic scene, I went silent for a full minute. Then I quickly grabbed my phone and called him. He didn't answer. Comments on the live stream were blowing up. After all, it was rare to see the CEO of Foster Group this humiliated. Too little, too late. What's the point of this now? Didn't he change girlfriends every other week? It's fun to hurt your wife, but a nightmare trying to win her back. Wasn't he hot and heavy with that actress just a few weeks ago? Now he suddenly remembers how great his fiancée was? Yeah, sure, Ryan cheated first. But let's be honest, he's hot enough to be in the entertainment industry. Honestly, if he looked at me like that, I'd forgive him instantly. Y'all seriously need help. Hope your hot boyfriend cheats on you daily. Jason's way hotter than Ryan, and he's got an 8-pack. Have you seen it? No, but I've imagined it plenty. I stared at the video of Ryan ignoring my calls, still crawling on his knees toward Mount Ulao. He was actually doing it, step by painful step. It would take at least a full day and night, but more than anything, it was humiliating. The entire time, Ryan kept mumbling, "I'm sorry, Emily," with every step he crawled. Then Luke called me. Emily, I know Ryan did you wrong, but he still has a fever and hasn't recovered yet. Could you please just give him a call for pity's sake? If you've got the time to call me, I replied flatly, why not take a few guys with you, knock him out, and drag him back to the hospital? Ryan just kept crawling like that, step by step, ignoring the looks from passersby, refusing to take any calls or listen to anyone. Even Luke and the others couldn't stop him. They could only watch him go. It wasn't until the next evening that Ryan finally reached the summit of Mount Ulao. His body gave out from exhaustion, and he collapsed, unconscious. The doctors had to carry him down on a stretcher. When Ryan's mother called me, I was sitting with my mom, finalizing the last details of my wedding. Emily, sweetheart, I'm so ashamed to even call you. But Ryan, he's only asking to see you. None of us can get through to him. My mom gestured for me to hand her the phone. Ma'am, my daughter is getting married soon. It's really not appropriate for her to see your son. But how about this? My son-in-law can go. He and Ryan know each other, used to be close. Maybe he'll listen to him. Ryan's mother sighed. If Jason shows up, it might only make things worse. My mom waved her hand dismissively. Nonsense. As the old saying goes, use poison to cure poison. It's settled. Jason will go. I waited outside the hospital room. When Ryan saw Jason walk in, it was like seeing his worst enemy. Jason, he growled, his voice hoarse, I never imagined you'd be the one behind all this. From the first actress on, I walked right into your trap, and I never made it out. Jason's tone was cool. You couldn't control yourself. Don't blame me for what you willingly walked into. If I hadn't done anything, you and Emily would never have lasted anyway. The only reason she's with you is because you plotted everything. If I hadn't, the two of you never would have made it this far in the first place. I left them to argue and went outside to take a walk. The gardenias were blooming. I didn't hear the rest of their conversation, and I didn't care to. For the next few days, Ryan didn't show up again, but someone else did. Lisa Lynn, Emily. Can I talk to you? She asked softly, head down, voice barely audible. It was hard to believe she was the same person whose PR team had cursed me out under the company's official social account. Lisa's fingers fidgeted anxiously. She didn't speak for a long time. Just as I was about to leave, she finally said, I'm pregnant. I sipped my coffee and asked calmly, Miss Lynn, what exactly is it you want from me? That child's not mine, is it? Lisa's eyes widened. The baby is Ryan's, but he doesn't want it. Could you please talk to him for me? I don't want anything else. I'll return everything he ever gave me. I just want to keep the baby. You've come to the wrong person, Miss Lynn. I'm just his ex-fiancé. I have no obligation to go speak to him on your behalf. And there's no need to put on this pitiful act in front of me. You know very well what matters more to you, his gifts, or this child. Lisa suddenly dropped to her knees. But he only has eyes for you now. If it weren't for you, maybe he'd let me keep the baby. His friends all said I was different, that I was the only one he'd ever consider marrying. He even gave me a ring once. He said he really meant it. I stared at her coldly. Ryan's had a lot of exceptions. You're not the first. Besides, apart from that pink diamond that's actually worth something, if I remember correctly, he gave the same exact ring to several other women too. Lisa looked stunned. No way, you're lying to me. Everyone says I'm the one who's been with him the longest. You have to be lying to me, Lisa said, her voice trembling. Did Ryan ever actually promise you, I asked, that the ring was only meant for you? Lisa opened her mouth but couldn't say a word in response. See? He won't even bother giving you a proper explanation. Lisa looked like she wanted to argue more, but I cut her off. Miss Lynn, I'd appreciate it if you never showed up in front of me again. And don't come to my office either. We're not close, not even remotely. Assistant Chiao, show her out. After Chiao escorted her out, he came back and knocked lightly on the door. President Zhang, don't listen to Lisa Lynn's nonsense. That baby she's carrying, it's definitely not Ryan's. One of my friends said ever since the company froze her out, she's been trying every possible trick to get re-signed. You can probably guess the kind of methods she's been using. I looked up at him and said calmly, You'll continue managing the East Side project moving forward, and anything unrelated, don't report it to me again. On the wedding day, the sky was clear and sunny. Everyone from our circle showed up. Congratulations. Honestly, I thought you'd end up marrying Ryan, someone said. Didn't expect today would be your wedding instead, Emily. What the hell are you talking about? Sarah snapped. She disliked Ryan from the start, and on a day like this, my wedding, she had even less patience for anyone bringing up his name. Jason's 1,000 times better than Ryan could ever hope to be. Sorry. I didn't mean it that way, the guest muttered. I just smiled. It's fine. Go ahead and take a seat. The ceremony's about to start. The wedding was done in traditional Chinese style, grand and solemn. The venue was breathtaking. My gown was custom designed by someone Jason had flown in just for me. The elaborate red dress shimmered with embroidered golden phoenixes. A delicate phoenix crown rested atop my head, golden tassels cascading down each side. The whole ensemble felt regal, majestic. Shoulder to shoulder, side by side, we bowed together, our union blessed and sealed by tradition. After the ceremony, I changed into a tea-serving dress. Luke approached and handed me a string of Buddhist prayer beads. Ryan brought these back from Mount Wulao, he said. He regrets everything, Emily. He said if he had one more chance, he'd cherish you properly. Luke kept rambling, too focused on relaying Ryan's feelings to notice Jason's expression growing darker by the second. I smiled and stepped between them, gently separating the two. After a long day, I finally collapsed onto the bed when we got home. Jason helped me out of my dress. In the bathroom, my back pressed against the cool tile wall, steam clouding the space between us. Jason had one arm hooked around my waist, and before I could fully react, his kisses were already falling on my skin, one after another, dense, intense, unrelenting. And that's where our story fades to black. Thank you for reading.